In this video, I'm going to show you how to castle. Now, a long time ago, when people were watching the sport of chess, there would be spectators watching grandmasters, the best players around the world, playing chess, and they would see grandmasters take forever to move something like this, moving a king up. And we count that as one move. And then they move a rook out, 2 moves. And they move the king back, 3, and then 4. It took them 4 moves out of the people's lives just to watch them protect a king. The Chess Federation decided to create a very special move called castling. This is the only time in the game where the king can move 2 squares and 2 pieces move at the same time. In castling, you have to make sure that in between the king side right here, or on the queen side, the side that has 3 empty squares, it has to be empty first. And next, you would take the king and move it 2 squares, and then take the rook and put it on the other side. Now, if you wanted to castle on the queen side over here, you would still move the king 2 squares and move the rook on the other side. You cannot castle if the king has already moved. If the king has moved at any time of the game, you cannot castle, or the rook that is trying to castle with. So if the rook has already moved, you cannot castle that rook. But in this example, the king could still castle with the rook on the queen side. We'll recap. The king cannot castle if it has already moved, or the rook that it's trying to castle with has moved already. If the bishop comes in and checks the king cannot castle its way out of check. You cannot do that. So in this case, the king will have to move, and then the abilities of the king for castling, it disappears. It cannot happen anymore because the king has already moved. A king cannot castle through a check. So the bishop here, I'm going to draw this line right here, is checking F1. So the king cannot walk through this check in order to castle because this bishop is stopping it from happening. The king cannot land on a check. So if the king decides to try to go here, he's going to put himself in check right here, and that is not the right way of castling.